Hey there, Sleepy fam. Welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, I'm Kate. It's great to meet you, and this is my third grade classroom, so welcome. All right, so today I wanted to sit down and talk to you about a resource that we have available at my school, and it is amazing. This resource is called Theraputty. That's it right there. And if you're curious about what Theraputty is, or you want to know how we use it in our classrooms, then just keep watching. Okay, I don't know why I said it like that. That's not how I talk in normal life. So, what is Theraputty? So it comes in these little containers. Here you can see, and they're gonna range between $4 to $5. So they're pretty inexpensive because you're not gonna need it for every single student, right? You're only gonna need it for a few students. So pretty inexpensive resource, but a really powerful and really helpful resource at the same time. And the color does matter. So the lighter the color, the softer it is, or the least resistance there is. So the darker you go, the harder the resistance is. So for example, yellow is pretty soft, whereas like a blue or a black is gonna have a lot of resistance. It's gonna be pretty hard to manipulate and move. So what was Theraputty created for, or like how do most people use it? So it's usually used by OTs, so occupational therapists, and they typically use it to help students with fine motor skills. So really to help with grip strength, because a lot of students have, that's a big problem for students with fine motors. They don't have that grip strength, right? So this is something that can be used for students, that students can twist it, they can pull it, they can, they can manipulate it however they like, but because of the resistance, it's strengthening their hands. Okay, so how do I use it in my classroom? So I teach 8-year-olds, so most of them don't have too many fine motor issues anymore. Some do. So this I could use with those students, but what I find the most helpful is that I have a variety of students who get really anxious before they have to take a test or do a presentation, and I know that that's a very common thing, and kids show their anxieties in a lot of different ways, but I hear from a lot of parents like, oh my gosh, my child is so nervous, or they don't want to do it, or they're afraid they're gonna mess up, or somebody's gonna laugh at them, or whatever it may be that's causing that anxiety. And so what I do with the Theraputty is if a student is worried about something, I will often offer that as an option. So as they're sitting there and pulling it apart and twisting it and manipulating it with their hands, I find that their anxiety level goes down because they're able to focus on the test, but able to kind of get out their frustrations and their worries by playing with the Theraputty. So I really, really think this is a great it's a great resource to have, and because it's silicone based, you don't have to worry about it kind of sticking to everything. So I know that a lot of you might have been wondering that, like, does it get stuck to everything? It has not yet for me, so I think that's probably because it is silicone, and it also is free of all allergens. So it's like latex free, egg free, nut free, it's free of all of those things. So you wouldn't have to worry about, okay, it might have like latex in it, and then you have a student who's allergic to latex, so you don't have to worry about it being harmful to anybody else in the classroom either. And to be honest, I know some of you might be thinking like, well, will it become a distraction, or will they play with it? Very rarely has that happened. I think once they were, the table wanted to kind of try it out and see what it was like, but I reminded them that it was just for the person who needed it at that time, and then it was a non-issue after that. So anyway, I just wanted to sit down and tell you about how I use it in my classroom, and as I see things come up, I tend to offer it to other kids, but those are the main ways. I use it to help reduce anxiety before a test, or reduce anxiety before a project, things like this. But I would love to know, if you're using Theraputty, what else do you use it for? I'm super curious to know how you use it. If you've never heard of Theraputty, I would also love to know what's your take on it. Is it something that you would use in your classroom? And you know, I beg to differ. Like, some people might say, oh, well, how's it any different than a fidget spinner or a focus cube? Those things became a toy. And I would agree, those things did become more of a toy than a tool. But so far, my experience with Theraputty is that it has been a very useful tool for my students who need it. So as a teacher, I don't really care. If I have something that is going to help my students, then I'm going to use it. So is different activities that you can do with Theraputty. So from, like, it looks like rolling a ball to rolling it out. That's it, you guys. If you liked this video and you found it helpful, then give it a big thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe. Share this video, because when I share resources, I really want as many people to see those as possible. That would be fantastic. And if you want more, like, different resources that I'm using in my classroom, then leave a comment down below so I know. And I am done talking. So thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to watch to the end. I'll demo how you can use this for fine motor. And yeah, that's it. I'm done talking. Bye.
You know I'm back, like I never left.